telephone call to John Mahama. President Tinubu hopes his ascension to power for the second time would further bring stability to the economic community of West African states. President Tinubu also commended the people of Ghana for their commitment to democracy, which he says was demonstrated through the peaceful and successful conduct of both the presidential and parliamentary elections. He also commended the candidate of the NNP for conceding defeat before the official announcement of the Electoral Commission. And that's all we have time for on the news for this hour. But there is so much more coming your way on Wake Up Nigeria.
All right, welcome to Monday morning What's Up and About. And the ladies already have something quite interesting. Some people call it wanecracy.
What?
Yeah, I would explain what that means when you...
I wish you could explain it.
Like right now, please explain.
No, please.
Because they don't know what the story is about, so I'll tell them it's an after shoot. When you know what it is about and you understand why it means.
Okay, so wanecracy. I wonder if you'd be able to make sense out of it. So basically, we want to talk about something that caught our eye, something we found really weird. And to be frank, I'd never come across it. That never crossed my mind until now. So it has to do with someone finding out that the HR in a company actually has fake emails which they use to send rejection letters to the company. So because they want to practice nepotism, they decide that, okay, you know what, for our friends and families to be here, we would reject offers for, for candidates that, qualified for that position. So what they do is they would ensure that when they get, a candidate, the CEO is aware, and then the management or the board, as the case may be, they will then create an email in the person's name and then reject the offer. So that they can bring their own candidates in. Now, this has been going on for a while, apparently, until the CEO of that particular company had a candidate. And so the candidates ran into him again months later, and he was like, how is the job? We didn't see you again. He said, oh, that I didn't get any mail. And then he reached out to the HR of his company, and the HR says, oh, this person rejected the offer now.
Wow.
And then that was how the kind of worms blew open. And so I wonder what you guys make of this.
So applying for jobs. Sorry, Mike.
Where's this company?
It's online.
It's actually it's in Nigeria. Yes, it's in Nigeria. It's actually local.
So there's always been this, I don't know whether to call it an etiquette. When you apply for a job, you expect, either to hear back from the company.
Of course.
Or maybe not. Sometimes during the interview or maybe in the email, they will say, okay, if you don't hear back from us between this time and this time, you are no longer a candidate, right? They're as polite as possible and all that. But now with situations like this, are you sure it's not even more secure for you to actually send an email to ask, oh, is there any updates? Because if he had sent a mail to the company requesting for an update, all of this would have probably been exposed. At least the candidate would have had that opportunity to at least say, okay, I'm still interested. And this would now follow up to any email that had been sent on his behalf before saying he doesn't want, that kind of thing. So maybe we need to adjust our mindset regarding getting back to the company after, waiting for a period of time.
Now, it's not even an issue of getting back or not, because if someone that, people that can go that far to do that would even find a way if you try to get back.
Absolutely.
After all, it's still coming through them now. They are the hiring arm of a company. It's how much of a ethical decadence, I don't even want to say moral decadence now, this is not even moral, this is about ethics of a profession, the ethical decadence that we have come to see ourselves as a society. And that's what I say, one-necracy. You know, there's the Igbo word of one name, my brother, my sister, someone like.
Oh,
so
right.
It's all about it's all about trying to be, you know, as it were, bigotry and all of that. Whatever you want, whatever word you want to use, and people try to do it as much as possible. It has always been, and I would tell people personally that I'm personally not a proponent of office politics. I don't like it. I'd always told myself that if I was ever going to go, wherever I am, I want that the first thing people know about me is my excellence at the job, how well I can do the job.
Absolutely.
Not that because somehow these things come through. They know that you came in through somebody. You did this, I did this, you did this, you did that. And for me as a person, other people might be okay, maybe you get the money and that. No, but for me as a person, my pride as a professional, my pride in what I learned, what I have done, would not allow that be my case. And so if we learn, and this is as a people, I love the Japanese. Why do I love them so much? There is something they tell you, same as the Germans. When you say something that is not durable, and you go to a German, and you say this was done by a German, you don't know who that person was, but they tell you, no,
it's not possible.
It is not German.
Yeah.
Why? The Germans are known for durability. Like, if I make a phone, and it's a German phone, that phone will fall on the ground and not break.
Yeah.
And they'll tell you that because the Japanese will tell you. You remember that there was that ad, Yorishina Yori Kanai.
Yeah.
This is where the Japanese think. They go somewhere, they leave a place better. Japanese will go to a stadium, play a match, and will clean the stadium
after
and go.
Yeah.
It shows in their their tradition.
Yeah.
When you look at the samurai would rather kill himself than do some things against his own master. And if you do it, you are an outcast, and they call you a roni. They have the tradition of seppuku, harakiri, which is, of course, suicide. They would rather kill themselves than let some things go. That's how entrenched people can be as Nigerians. What is our culture?
So as Nigerians, we do have culture. We
no,
do
not culture.
have
What is our...
Yes, we also have. But then, of course, see,
you have to help your
for a
brother.
very long time, I always thought to myself that why should someone be helped to get a job or something? But then, with time, I realized that it's one thing for someone to help you get a job. It's another thing for you to be excellent at it. And usually that's the problem with nepotism. Most times, those who are employed are usually, one, taking the job for granted, two, going about it as instead of getting the work done, and three, they tend to create a nuisance because of who they know. So I've realized that because of these three factors, it's usually tricky to practice nepotism. However, going this far to reject a candidate just so your person can come in, it's mind-blowing. I was shocked to come across this, and I find it worrisome that people are actually saying, oh, it's not such a big deal, the person wise. And I'm like, wisdom in this? I don't get it. I can't relate.
So the pressure from family and friends is a real thing. It is real. Imagine your in-law, your mother-in-law calls you and says, your nephew must enter this company, must, if not, you hear, like, this is a real thing. This is people's younger brothers, younger sisters, family members who are probably calling on them over and over to ask for money. And this would solve a problem for them as well. Like, okay, just get this boy a job, get this guy a job, and hey,
if something is wrong and we don't want it, as a people, we should denounce it. Why?
Right.
Those other people also, they have pressure. Pressure is everywhere.
Exactly.
Or if you're going to do the right
Pressure
thing,
is everywhere.
if you're going to do the right thing, as a people, let's get to the point where we get to that point and say, no, we stand for this no matter what.
Exactly.
Look at Joe Biden and all that went forth. Do you know the simple reason why he pardoned his son? If Kamala Harris was elected as the president, he wouldn't do that. Kamala would do it. Do you understand? But then he looked at it, oh, Donald Trump is coming. Is my son going to do this? And look at how the Americans came up against him, not because of, people have been pardoned for greater things than what Joe Biden did.
Yes.
But because there is invested interest. This is his son. And he said all through, he said all through this time that because of that reason. But then he says, okay, some people are letting go. My point is, look, we have to get to that point where in spite or despite the pressure from wherever side, we stand for what is right.
And you know something I find very interesting? This is from my own personal experience, because My sister works here as well, as many people know. There was the person who called her for the audition here. I didn't know she was coming for the audition until she went for the audition.
Wow.
That was the crazy thing.
Yeah.
So she had been talking about switching jobs for a while, and I was like, okay, let's see how it goes and all. But
Yeah.
she didn't talk about switching to TVC. So when she came here, for example, I didn't even know anything. The whole employment process and all. And so if I had personal influence, maybe there would be certain things people would know, like years of experience, which many people didn't even realize initially. Many people thought it was nepotism. I knew that, but it wasn't. So, and that is why she's able to get her job done. And you see, that's the thing. When people go through a fair process, if they get the job,
Yeah.
I believe they will do it well. But when you don't go through a fair process, there's this thing of
Look at Nigeria.
I can
Roads,
do as I want to do, and
projects,
I'll get away.
construction. You hear the thing. It's over there.
Yes, and they don't even do it.
Somebody collects a project. They don't have the
get it
technical
right.
know-how. And then you do a road, it messes up, somebody gets an accident on the road and dies. It's the effects are far-reaching.
Worrisome.
It is wrong.
Yeah.
We denounce it. I denounce it. No matter the pressure, don't. It's wrong. Forget everybody has pressure of everything. These are things that can go as far as affecting lives.
Yes.
You take a construction. Look at buildings in Lagos. You take a construction because you know somebody. Somebody goes and they don't know what it means for structural integrity, and they go and put a building up. And because of you know who you know,
Yes.
know, and then sometime in the future, the building collapses, people die.
Or even
but no,
professionals.
but then somebody said it was because of
Your
pressure
person
from
is not
family.
qualified.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
It is
sense.
wrong. Don't do that.
Everybody is going under pressure. Is under pressure too. Please, even
At
they
this
too, their
point-
families are expecting
At
better.
this point, I can see how passionate Mike and Mary are on this topic. We would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. Please let us know. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC with your thoughts. We can't wait to see them. At this point, let's take a break. Welcome back. Let's take a quick look at what's happening on the covers of the dailies. Mary is here with me.
Hi, Titi. All right.
Yeah, so quite a lot on the headlines this morning. We're starting with the Guardian newspaper.
Okay.
And today is Monday, December 9th, 2024. Tax reform bills. States eye 180% hike in VAT earnings amid push for fiscal federalism. And now there's an infographic right there on the cover of The Guardian showing the VAT growth trend since increased to 7.5%. That's covering 2021 to 2024. And a scenario mapping for VAT reforms, the most likely scenarios with and with, unlikely scenarios with the reform and likely scenarios with the reform. It's all broken down there, quite detailed if you ask me, Mary. But there are other headlines here as well. It says, measure tax bills impacts on human rights, Serap tells NAS. Funding weak. Political will, bedeviling a varsity system. Stakeholders task states on 2030 family planning target. NCDC tells health facilities to intensify checks for SARS-CoV-2 variants. And you failed workers, Labour Group flays NLC TUC. Ghana's electoral process inspired by Nigeria, says INEC. And minister operators FCC PC bicker over airfare pricing and regulatory rights. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
I'm struggling to decide which to talk about between the varsity system and the SARS-CoV-2 variant. So I'm just going to quickly talk on the SARS-CoV-2 variant. So there have been reports that it's actually a major deal now, and people are being encouraged to use their face mask again.
Wow.
Now, we do not know the extent because we have not been given the details, but I would recommend that people use their face mask. It's about time for us to take out that face mask. If you have the cloth ones, wash them again. And if you have the medical ones, it's time for you to start using them again. You could say due to dust and all, but let's also remember that this December, a lot of IJGB are going to be in town. I just got back.
Yeah.
And so you want to be extra careful, okay? This is no panic, okay? Do not panic. It's just a case of you taking measures to protect yourself, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so
I was actually going to say that wearing a mask in public is actually healthier
yes,
in the long run.
yes.
Because the crowds are quite intense.
Yes.
And
I actually miss wearing a face mask, so
Yeah.
I'm glad I can wear it back because you can be in places, then the
Yeah.
dust, then the fumes,
Yeah.
and you just say to yourself, if you wear face mask, people still look at you odd, and then you feel, okay, well, no issue.
Yeah.
But now I have 100% reason
to wear them. And of course, more importantly, washing your hands is very
It's
key.
key, please.
Yes.
Remember all we knew and learned during COVID?
Yeah.
It's about time to remember them and implement them. Okay, so let's go to the next newspaper, the Tribune. Nigerian Tribune newspaper has this as the bold headline. PDP chair, pro-Damagun forces plan takeover of BOT. Other stakeholders mount pressure on David Mark to take over in February. 61 BOT members face uncertainty over plot. Wabara under pressure over stance on tenure of acting chairman. States have power to nominate tenured BOT members, and that's coming from their National Publicity Secretary. Here we also see at University of Oxford Management Conference, $100 billion in failed mega projects in Nigeria presents development opportunities, Jimo Ibrahim says. Now, multiple handling charges leave $1.5 billion Lagos-Ibadan cargo train stranded at Lagos port. Consumer rights violation, FCCPC cautions airpeace against obstructing inquiry. Data by DMO validates Osun's success in debt management. And that's coming from Adeleke's spokesperson. Still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, tax reform bills have no provisions for consultants on tax collection. How inflation, high cost of raw materials dampen manufacturers' confidence in food, beverage, textile sectors. Up here we see Assad flees to Russia as Syrian rebels topple government. Opposition leader calls for 18-month transition period before election. Ghana's ex-president John Mahama wins re-election. Rival concedes defeat. Tinubu congratulates him. And finally, on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, FEMS, Eurobond issuance bolster forex reserves, Naira stability. All of these stories and more you can catch on the front page and in, of course, the Nigerian Tribune newspaper today.
I found the photo story interesting. I think it was similar to the one we saw in the first paper. That was
The Guardian, yeah.
Now, this is the executive director of Zenith Bank, Mr. Henry Oro, executive director of Mrs. Adaobi Nwakwa, with their children there, all wearing the Christmas
I'm pretty sure the
caps.
tweets were what attracted you.
Yeah, well, not just that, because the Ajosa Adeogun Road has become a major tourist attraction for Christmas over the years. And I believe this is a photo taken somewhere close to there, on that street, of course, during the youth parade.
For me, the big one, though, is Assad, because, he did reach out to Putin for aid, and Putin was like, my hands are full. I think you should get out of the country before you are gotten. And so he managed to flee, and everyone expected that he was going to go to Russia, so there's no surprise there. However, the Prime Minister wasn't as fortunate. The rebels have asked him to hand over and all that. There's a lot of drama going on around that right now. But then, of course, for those who have been following the Syrian story, we do know how things have been progressing, especially what happened in 2023, and then now this is like the climax of it all. Fingers crossed as to how this ends, though. Yeah, fingers crossed.
Goodness me. Now we have the Daily Times with us as well. It says it's still on tax issue again. Tax bills assess human rights impact. Serap urges NAS, and it is an issue. There was an infographic on one of the other papers giving a full breakdown, and this is really important. I can still remember when it moved, when the VAT moved from 5% to 7.5%, and it had a major impact on how people did business. And of course, over the years, it's been, I don't know how effective it's been, but the infographic seems to make it seem like it's had a major impact. Now it says here there's an Accra-bound flight lost 2 engines, returned to Abuja, and investigations begin. Now that is a scary thought. You know, flights, most aircraft have multiple engines, and if one is lost, at least with second one, you know, they can at least get to their destination.
Yeah.
But if you hear that 2 engines are lost, that's a major mayday, if you understand what I mean. It says here also on maritime safety, NIMET and MOCA partner to enhance marine weather. CITN urges journalists to promote accurate tax reform discourse. INEC bosses urge staff welfare as Co-op declares 12.7 million dividends. And one more time, the same headline on Ghana, Tinubu congratulates Mahama by phone. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Times.
Okay. The Daily Times newspaper, I think the CTTN urging journalists to promote accurate tax reform discourse is actually key, because a lot of things about the tax reform is still not clear enough for people. Sure. So people want to know more, people want to understand it better. So perhaps the CTTN should also have some of their people contact media houses to be able to educate the general populace as well. I'm pretty sure media houses will be more than willing to collaborate to at least educate the people, because there are so many gray areas that people still do not understand about the recent tax reform. Okay, taking a look at the Daily Independent now. Bleak Christmas is as banks hoard cash. Oh no, not again. Analysts ask CBN to act fast before festive period. Here we also see Serap asked Akpabio Abbas to match human rights with tax reform bills. Disquiet in NCAA as Najomo's acting tenure ends on Thursday. Tinubu congratulates Ghana's president-elect, says his ascension will stabilize ECOWAS. Flybird loses 2 engines mid-air as NSIB launches investigation. Fancy being on that plane at that point. Imagine what could be going through the minds of people on it.
Scary.
Enugu crashes external debt by $39.8 million. Mba leads 17 new governors in external debt reduction. Ousted Syrian Assad family in Moscow granted asylum. Telco subscribers sets benchmark for new tariff regime review. NCC announces new tariff plan December 13. Yeah. All of these stories and more you can catch in the Daily Independent newspaper. So it does seem like we'll be paying more for phone calls, data, and the rest.
Wow. We're definitely watching all these stories, and we will be, appreciative of your comments and contributions. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us WakeUpNigeria TVC with your thoughts. All right, then let's take a quick break right now. We'll be back after this.
All right, well, it was quite an eventful weekend as games happened all across Europe and, of course, also in Nigeria here. It's a beautiful game. Welcome to a Monday morning episode, and quite a lot went down. That was, of course, Real Madrid defeating Girona 3-0. It was Kylian Mbappe came in with the goals there, and, of course, but the main man over the past 5 matches has been Jude Bellingham. Bellingham has been, there was that discussion about when the season started about his return. I mean, over last season, he scored over 20 goals across all competitions. And this season, it seemed as though, but then, I mean, I'd mentioned it a number of times, he had to fall back even much deeper. I mean, when you buy an Mbappe, why do you want him? But it's been noted that his brilliance with runs is even better than Kylian Mbappe, because Kylian Mbappe as a 9 is basically useless. You understand? Now that there's no Vinicius Jr., at least he has the left to himself, or he should have the left to himself. But Jude Bellingham has been the one who has been making those runs, who can come in and even play as a false 9, 8, or even 10, make those runs and score those goals, gives those wonderful assists. So kudos to Jude Bellingham as a player who is, of course, making things tick and happen in that Real Madrid team. So it was a win for Real Madrid up in that match against Girona. But it wasn't so for Barcelona. It was a 2-2 draw against Betis. Now, Betis is not always an easy place for Barcelona to go to. But, well, they were able to, you know, capitalize on that draw from Madrid before this one. So, 2-2 there for Barca. And let's see, Hansi Flick still making things happen. But it seems like the wheels are not as steady as we expected them to be when it comes to Barcelona in La Liga. Let's move down to the EPL, and of course there's a whole lot that happened. But let's start up with Arsenal versus Fulham. Fulham versus Arsenal. Oh yeah, let's watch the foot.
Kai Havertz headed it.
Well, Arsenal had the chance to, of course, take some gains. Liverpool and Everton, who should have played earlier in the day, had their game postponed due to adverse weather. And so that game, of course, was supposed to be the last game at Everton's home. That's talking about Merseyside. It was supposed to be the last game before they move on to a new stadium. That's supposed to be the last derby. That's talking about it. But hey, come on, that didn't happen. And so we're expecting Arsenal. But hey, Fulham, of course, came with different ideas, and that match ended in 1-1. Arsenal were unable to capitalize. Chelsea were the biggest winners of the weekend. Okay, let's take a look at the highlights. Of course, it was Tottenham against Chelsea. Quite an interesting match, yeah? Let's take a look at the highlights and talk about it. All right, there was a third goal there, of course, by Tottenham. Hope we get to see that one. But 4-3, that's how that match ended. And I must say that and Postecoglou and Tottenham, man, useless performance. That's quite what kind of penalties were you giving away? What kind of thing is that one? We don't do this now, score better goal. Just wait and we'll give it Chelsea fans. They are just happy this morning. That's not taking anything away from the brilliance of Chelsea. Chelsea, kudos, well done. But I think that Tottenham really came up with rubbish. 2 penalties that should not. I mean, look at the first penalty. Caicedo was, heading to the byline. There were 2 other defenders in front of him. Even if you had gotten it right, there was no need to go into that Soto, that Bissouma, going to that very stupid lounge. And then look at the second penalty. Kopama was even, you had even shepherded him out of the way. He's going towards the corner flag. And you now push him. Are you thinking? Those defenders, normally, me, 2 weeks fine. Flog all of them, Koboko. Yeah? But kudos, well done, Chelsea. Enzo Maresca, they are now title contenders. Even though Chelsea fans said, no, don't call us title contenders. You are title contenders. you must be, you are. Well done to Chelsea. Yeah, title contenders. They are just 4 points off Liverpool, who have a match in hand. And so, great one. 35 points for Liverpool, 31 for Chelsea in second. Chelsea in second place. Who would have thunk? Well done. Kudos to them. Manchester City, of course, were also one of the big losers of the weekend, as they could not capitalize on Liverpool's,
It's a draw.
Well, Crystal Palace 2, Manchester City 2, and that was the tale of a tape when it comes to games over the weekend in the EPL. Of course, there's still the Champions League coming up this week and the EPL. Stay tuned as we, of course, will give you updates as the festive season is in full gear. Quite a number of games to keep us occupied throughout the season. That's a beautiful game for this morning. And at the end of the first lap of the show, stay with us after this recess. We'll be back with the second lap.
Dear Santa, I have been a very good boy. Please, can I have a special breakfast for Christmas? And also, I want to put a smile on my mommy's face. It's Big Santa! Thank you, Big Santa.
Enjoy Christmas at its peak.
At break time, when my champ needs to keep going, he's going to need his favorite snack, containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
Milo and Snacks. Snack of future champions. Milo!
We don't like to eat better. More nutritious meals, more veggies. But we want it tasty and easy too. Knorr Cubes, that's the secret. Made with real ingredients like chicken, parsley, and garlic. And enriched with iron, so your meals are better for you and more delicious too. That's the cocoa. Let's give it some accolades. Change your world by changing what's on your plate.
And now it's the second half of your numero uno breakfast show on a Monday morning. Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Mesikeno. It's been quite an interesting first half. We've had some wonderful discussions. Yes, there is no chef today. That happens once in a while, but hey, come on, you know that by tomorrow we'll definitely have a chef at the house. And for other options where you can catch the show, we are streaming live at tvcentertainment.tv/live stream. That is where you can catch us online. GOTV channel 16, StarTimes 121, and the terrestrial band will be the ultra high frequency 49. Our app is also available for you to download and watch us anywhere around the world. Of course, it's that season of rejoicing, that season to marry, that season to, take stock in some ways and have fun. And that's what we are ensuring that we do here on the show. Set you up for a Monday morning, ensure that everything is in place and that you are going to have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. Well, let's get into what we have left on the show this morning. We would have a performance, and that performance is going to be by Ashley. Ashley will be here to get us into the week and put us into that vibe.
Ashley Lamoye, this Christmas Lamoye, you Ashley Lamoye, Kérésìmesì tún máa dé o, ẹ̀yin ènìyàn, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹ́ fi jó sí iṣẹ́.
There's no chef. That's what it was. And then, of course, we have motivation, leveraging social media in 2025. Now we have this amazing, amazing personality on motivation, Victor Jeremiah Oba, a dynamic writer, public speaker, a personal and business brand consultant, and communication strategist. And look, he knows what he's doing. This is someone who's excellent in communication. He'll be here for motivation this morning. And then on SME, we have Toby Abdul Salam of Centric School of Beauty and Cosmetology, a leading institution dedicated to empowering individuals through high-quality education in beauty, hair care, and cosmetology.
You know something I've always found interesting about these, wigs?
Yeah.
Even the owners of the hair, the original one, they don't use them fake, as in the way the thing is hairy, if there's any such word.
The styling.
You know that before we came back, the audience were hearing people just licking your lips and
doing that hair just looks it looks yummy. It looks good enough to eat.
Yummy,
but I'm just wondering how much that would have put a dent in someone's bank account should they purchase it.
What's the most expensive hair you've ever bought?
Oh, goodness.
Please, let's not go there.
It wasn't me that bought my most expensive hair. That's what's
most expensive hair? Because I just tend to wonder, because you know the thing with hairs and all of that is that just like every other thing, you see something and maybe the way it looks, you think it's expensive, or maybe it was how the person took care of it, or because at times monetary value doesn't necessarily equate to worth of the material. I mean, someone could get something cheaper and it looks more expensive than someone that spent money on it.
But it might not last as long.
Yeah, it might not last as long. So
you might never know what if they cheated the person.
No. So wigs that I started out with right here on Wake Up Nigeria, I'm talking about 7 years ago.
Are still standing
have
strong.
them and they're standing strong, and they were way cheaper. So
Exactly what I'm saying. So care also comes in. The one that you are saying is just expensive. What if the person doesn't take care of it?
Yeah.
In a few years or more, it might just.
But let me put you on the spot, Mike. Let me ask you. There's been this ongoing conversation on social media, especially from men as well, about natural hair versus wigs and all. What is your take on it? Honestly,
you know the funny thing. The funny thing was that there was one day I would surprise you guys on a coffee gist and it will come up. I've actually had that thought, and because of that thing that you reminded me. We'll do it this week. I have there's a video I want to show you. And this debate has been going back and forth.
Yes, it has been.
Just yesterday, I saw the news of a girl in the US who was bullied because of her natural hair. A black girl, and she committed suicide.
Oh.
It's
sad.
if you do have...
natural.
I wanted to show you this video. I don't want to talk about it. Maybe I'll talk about it now. It was this particular personality. If you see her natural hair, it was so beautiful. So she was doing this growing video. Get ready with me.
Yeah.
Her hair was maybe like here. Yeah. She just did the video. No, I was doing the hair.
What the heck? Did you just say?
I was like, hey,
get ready with me.
And I was like, oh man, beautiful. And then she finished it, and then she now put up.
What?
A wig. On top of that gorgeous hair.
Oh, so it was confusing.
If you don't have the hair, you have to put up something. That's a different case. So, but I didn't want to judge her. I wanted to. I'll bring it up. I'll let you guys see that video. I'm like. There's just a lot. We want to now look
a certain way.
Western.
You need to feel a certain way.
You start looking Western. Is this how I see sometimes? The natural weaves, the Afro weaves.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Well, I see that you used to give me one kind.
But maintaining
that's one way to catch me.
Maintaining it is crazy work, though.
That's Winfrey's natural hair.
This is what a very long discussion. I'll find a way. I'll get you, ladies. People just sit down and put it on social media. Look. We have to go, but I will play that video, and there's a lot about the stock that we'll have.
So,
should we take off our?
So I was about to do that actually because I just
let's check the weather.
I got my long
This matter is going another way. Please let's check the weather. It's not raining wigs. So I hid these chips behind.
News update right here on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titila.
Also, I thought apparently it was part of the problem.
100 internally displaced victims from Bokos, Mangu, Barkinladi, Riom, and Bassa council areas of Plateau State have received food items from the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons. Senior reporter Funom Joshua has details.
Leadership of the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons alongside the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction are in Jos for a visit. Their first port of call was the government house to the palace of the Bongon Jos, then proceeded to an IDP camp in Bokos to ascertain their living condition. Having evaluated their condition, the delegation handed over some relief materials, which were mostly food items, to improve their living conditions.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is aware of the challenges that the internally displaced persons are facing in the country. The federal government is doing its best and will soon unfold actions that will ensure that your plight is improved and that you are settled and connected with your relatives.
Next was the flagging of the harvesting of a 200-hectare farm cultivated by internally displaced persons in Kwal community of Basa local government area in Plateau State.
On behalf of the President, we have congratulated them because they have contributed immensely to the food security of the country. We have seen the vast land that has been cultivated. We have seen the yield.
Migrants and internally displaced persons, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, came up with this program, which we call the REHAPI program, Renewed Hope Agriculture for the IDPs.
As you have seen here, sir, it is a dream that with a quick intervention of the Federal Commissioner, with a deep concern for the IDPs, today this project is a reality.
The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons pledges to continue to support all displaced persons in line with their mandate until their resettlement. Ponom Joshua, TVC News, Jos.
The Nigeria police have rescued 20 kidnapped victims after preventing 2 kidnappings in Katsina State. At about 7 p.m. on Saturday, police operatives of the Katsina Command intercepted a group of armed bandits along the Katsina-Mangamar-Jibia Road who had opened fire on a vehicle conveying 10 persons in an attempt to kidnap them. The police operatives engaged the armed bandits in a gun battle and forced the bandits to flee the scene and secured the rescue of all 10 persons. Also on the same day, at about 8:30 p.m., police operatives got information of an ambush of a vehicle conveying another 10 passengers along the Fua-Gusau Road by suspected bandits. The police mobilized to the scene where they engaged the bandits in a gun battle, leading to the rescue of 10 abducted victims. Let's turn our attention now to Ghana, where John Mahama has returned as president-elect after Saturday's presidential election. Candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Mahamadou Bamouya, who is also the vice president, conceded defeat yesterday after failing to win a majority of the votes. The outcome of Saturday's election ends 8 years of the NPP's presidential rule under President Nana Akufo-Addo. President Bola Tinubu has congratulated President-elect John Mahama on his victory. Special advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, mentioned that the President spoke to him on a telephone. It was a call to John Mahama, and he hopes his ascension to power for the second time would bring further stability to the economic community of West African states. President Tinubu also commended the people of Ghana for their commitment to democracy, which he says was demonstrated through the peaceful and successful conduct of both the presidential and parliamentary elections. He also commended the candidate of the NPP for conceding defeat before the official announcement by the Electoral Commission. And now for a sports update. In match day 15 of the English Premier League, Cole Palmer's penalty sealed Chelsea's stunning comeback as they came from 2 goals behind to win at Tottenham 4-3. Spurs sit 11th, while Chelsea march on into a title race at 2nd position. Elsewhere, Arsenal paid a 1-1 draw with Fulham. Bournemouth beat Ipswich Town 2-1, while Leicester City played a 2-2 draw with Brighton. That's all we can take on news and sports for Wake Up Nigeria this morning. But hey, there is still quite a bit coming your way on Wake Up Nigeria. Don't go anywhere.
Time for a musical performance this morning on Wake Up Nigeria, and it's by the one and only Ashley. She is a true musical virtuoso, and her enchanting melodies and musical dexterity will definitely get you swaying. She's great when it comes to Afrobeats music, and I really can't wait to have what you have in store for us this morning. How are you doing today, Ashley?
I'm fine, thank you.
So what song are you performing for us?
This Christmas.
This Christmas. Okay, is it a cover? Because when you hear this Christmas, the first thing you think of is the song itself. So is this a cover or is it like your own version? Which one?
It's my own version, actually.
Your own version?
Yes.
So it's kind of like a cover, but your own version?
Not a cover.
It's not a cover at all?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. So somebody's about to create her own catalog of Christmas. Do you have other Christmas songs, or this is just it?
This is just it.
This is just
Yes.
it? Don't worry.
Yes.
You never can tell which one is going to hit the mark.
I know.
30 years and counting. Aha. Wham. Last Christmas. 40 years and counting. So yours, we can't wait.
It's starting now and counting.
It's starting now. That's
and counting.
Ashley, let's hear you this Christmas.
Ashley Lamoye, this Christmas. Lamoye, you Ashley Lamoye, Kérésìmesì tún máa dé o. Ẹ̀yin ènìyàn, ẹ yọ̀, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹ́ fi jó sí iṣẹ́. Ẹ yọ̀, ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹ́ fi jó sí o. Ẹ bá mi jó o. Ijó Olúwa. Ẹ bá mi jó o, àbí Olúwa Olùgbàlà King of Kings. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jíjó Jésù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jíjó Jésù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jíjó Jésù. Olùgbàlà ọmọ Ọlọ́run. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. You say Christmas is coming. Baba buy shoe for me. Baba buy shoe for me. Oh. Baba buy shoe for me. Oh. Mommy buy clothes for me. Oh. Mommy buy clothes for me. Oh. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. Baba buy shoe for me. Oh. It's the season of sharing, season of loving, season of giving. It's the season of sharing, season of loving, season of giving. Wait till you get it for me. I've got plenty gifting for you. Wait till you get it for me. I've got plenty love for you. Wait till you get it for me. I've got plenty gifting for you. Wait till you get it for me. I've got plenty love for you. Yeah, Christmas is the season of love. Season of love, plenty gifts for you. Yeah, for this December. For this December, food go yakpa, wine go yakpa, plenty go day. Steady day rock I'm a shadow where you go de kagbori wale. Dirty December, them know they use and play. Enjoy yourself, but use your sense. Yeah, Lagos Christmas, Lagos Christmas. We go there hold up, family link up, your love mix up. We don't chop up. Enjoy yourself, but use your sense. Santa Claus, Father Christmas today. Oh yeah, popo, why check and celebrate. Santa Claus, oh yeah, popo, come and jollificate. Santa Claus, oh yeah, popo, come and jollificate. Show our body, show our body, show our body, show our body. Enter body, enter body, enter body, enter body. Show our body, show our body, show our body, show our body. Enter body, enter body, enter body. Ashley Lamoye set. Kérésìmesì tún máa dé o, ẹ̀yin ènìyàn. Ashley Lamoye, this Christmas. Lamoye, you Ashley Lamoye, Kérésìmesì tún máa dé o, ẹ̀yin ènìyàn. Ẹ yọ̀, ẹ kẹfì jó sí iṣẹ́. Ẹyọ ẹ bẹ̀rẹ̀ kẹfì jó sí o. Ẹ bá mi jó ijó Olúwa. Ẹ bá mi jó àbí Olúwa Olùgbàlà King of Kings. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jíjó Jésù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jíjó Jésù. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jíjó Jésù. Olùgbàlà ọmọ Ọlọ́run. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. You say Christmas is
Ashley is definitely going to come back. You can't just sing that one and just go here. All right. Of course, I see Kofi the Guru in the house somewhere around there. Great one. Wonderful, wonderful performance to get into that Christmas feel. I love it. Well, let's move from one wonderful performance to another wonderful, wonderful and excellent communicator in the house. Now, today we're looking at leveraging social media in 2025. Victor Jeremiah Oba, a dynamic writer, public speaker, personal and business brand consultant, and a communication strategist with expertise in storytelling, leadership, ideation, copywriting, and social media management. It is great to have you again. Once again, you are welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're still reeling off the effects of our discussion last Monday, and now this is quite wonderful. 2025, social media, leveraging social media. That's something that, people claim to understand. But, at times things just happen when it comes to social media that are beyond our control. But in some ways, you are saying that we can control quite a lot of things. How can one leverage social media into, get into the new year and all of that?
Wow. I think that's an amazing conversation we're about to have. I'd begin by saying how boundless social media has become. Very boundless. The possibilities of social media has now become very enormous, right? Just with one content, you can be all over Twitter, you can be all over Instagram for a week, right? And so because of the enormous possibilities, it's important, that probably as a business brand or as a personal brand, that you set out your face on the internet. I think one of the gifts of the internet is visibility, right? And so when we learn how to milk the profits of visibility, I'm telling you, you would enjoy social media.
Wonderful. But nobody ever knows that one. You might see somebody that did that thing, one video, and it took the person around. The person might have been doing videos for a very long time.
Yeah.
Where does the part of, should I say consistency or being resolute, staying at it for so long, maybe until that, if you don't see that break yet, so like you said, it just comes up one, but an overnight success is not necessarily an overnight success.
Really?
How does one stay the distance?
I mean, I think I saw this picture, I think it was a throwback of Ashake. And it's just so amazing how that young man has gone through different industries in the same entertainment industry.
Yeah.
I saw him doing I think it was a cameraman for someone else.
Wow.
Right? I think when it comes to the internet, there's something I used to say, only those who are consistent are permitted to blow overnight. Right? Until you are consistent, there's no probability that you will blow overnight. And even if you blow overnight without being consistent, it will show after you have blown. Right?
Very true. Because of people that blew, and after many. There are some that even come to mind now.
Right? A lot of them. I mean, for example, if all my content for this week alone, I scheduled it ahead of time. Right? That's just another thing.
Exactly.
Right?
So that it does happen ahead of time.
As a creative person, inspiration will not come every day. Nigeria has been Nigeria has been designed in such a way that it will suck creativity out of you. Right? When you are inside Hold Up, how do you want to think of new songs? Right? But at the end of the day, when creativity comes, there should be a structure and a system where you can trap down knowledge, where you can trap down wisdom. Sometimes that's why I go around my notepad. I can just see something, it strikes my mind, and I just pen it down. Right? So that's another way to stay consistent, making sure that you don't have to depend on how you feel inspiration, or when you feel inspired, rather. Right? There are times in your life where you can store that inspiration as a creative person, right? And then you can unleash it as content.
Wonderful. Now, you made mention of scheduling content and all of that, and I'd mentioned that, look, so that means that when the idea comes, just do it. You have those people, the procrastinators.
Yeah.
How does one
I was once like that.
In fact, is there anybody
there is always a beautiful tomorrow for
procrastinate? How does one beat procrastinate? This is now not just only for social media. This is a life lesson that we want to glean from you now. Procrastination as a whole, because that affects a lot of people. You have some people, let me not post now, or let me not shoot now. there's always that tomorrow that seems better than today.
One of the reasons I stopped procrastinating, especially as a creative mind, was always because when ideas come, the qualities of ideas can drop when you don't act on them immediately. So it's like you get a sentence in your mind and it's bam, and you don't pen it down, and you're like, you know what, I'll talk about it later. I'll write about it later. When it is time for you to now write it, you now see that it's not as bam as it was when it came. Right? The sentences had been broken up in your mind.
Yeah.
Right? So one of the ways I think it's easy, like I said, always carrying around you a system where you can trap down inspiration when it comes. Right? And also, one of the also beautiful things about procrastination also is when you are alone, it's easy for you to always procrastinate. But when you give people the authority to consistently check up on you, how far that your content, have you done it? When are you going to put up that your content?
I thought we were going this last week.
Last week,
a circle,
I thought we said we were going to the studio.
Exactly.
Right? When are we going to the studio? When are we shooting this video?
If you have those kind of people, you don't know what you have.
I'm telling you.
Until when you don't see them and you have to, I used to tell somebody, say, when you have a mentor, someone that inspires, someone that can check on you. Not all of us that have it. Some of us are the ones checking on other people, but when you can have that kind of a person, don't throw those kind of people away. Don't act on those kind of things.
Truly. Especially when you have people like that are also going to the same direction. Right? When you have when you have creatives as friends, it's always easy for you to stay creative. Right? Because just conversations, I tell people there are a lot of content hidden in conversations. Right?
Very true.
When you are in conversations with fellow creatives, there's a lot of content, there's a lot of ideation, while having conversations with you.
So just find time to hang around them and just on a regular.
Yes.
Right. So when we've done all of this, you've put it out there, and like you said, you are consistent. You've beaten procrastination. You are consistent. You are doing everything. What is now the final thing? Because is it everybody that is consistent as we procrastination that we make it or that we blow? Because it doesn't seem like it's everybody.
It doesn't seem like it's everybody. It doesn't seem like
what's that? Is there a final thing? Is there anything that can help ensure that can help you maybe get to there fast after you've done these ones?
So I'd say this: enjoy the journey. Enjoy the journey. Make sure that what makes you do it is because of how good you are at it. Right? Make sure that what makes you do it is how good you are at it. I'll give an example. I've always told people, don't wait for 1 million followers. If you have 10 followers, look for ways where you can really entertain 10 followers and inspire them, right? One of the things that changed my mind recently was when someone said, do you know what it means to have 100 followers? It means you have 100 people in a room listening to you speak. That's another way to see it. Someone can say, oh, I have just 100 followers. Well, that's 100 people following you. I mean, it takes a lot for someone to decide to press the follow button to consistently listen to your content, right? So I think one of the things, there might not necessarily be one major thing that you have not done, but I would always advise, make sure that you have content that is globally accepted, right? Make sure that you have content that someone from Ghana, someone from South Africa, someone from London, someone from US can read or watch and be like, okay, this is good. And relate with. It doesn't necessarily have to be that you have the biggest of gadgets, I've seen people who have all the gadgets, but there's no inspiration, right? And we can always deceive ourselves to say, I'm just waiting to buy one camera like this. Once I buy camera like this, I'm going to shoot so many short films. And meanwhile, when the camera comes, you still struggle to create, right? So with what you have, how much have you done with what you have, right? So it's very important, just like I've said, to enjoy the journey of your creative process. Enjoy social media. You're going to be meeting a lot of people. You're going to be stumbling on opportunities, right? So it's very important to enjoy the phase of it in and of itself. Enjoying the journey more than what the journey brings to you.
Thank you very much. That was quite something. And it's been a pleasure you giving us these insights.
Thank you so much.
Okay, well, that's it. Hope you're able to pick up one or two things there. We'll take your time and now stay with us. We have our final discussion coming up next.
It's time for us to focus on SMEs on Wake Up Nigeria. And this morning, we're having a conversation with Toby Abdusalam Ibrahim of Centric School of Beauty and Cosmetology, a leading institution dedicated to empowering individuals through high-quality education in beauty, hair care, and cosmetology. It's such a pleasure to have you in the studio with us this morning. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
From the way your fingers keep moving, I can tell you do a lot with your fingers. Your fingers don't stay still. I observed it from the moment you sat
I'm a
on the
hairstylist.
couch. Yes. And that's something I've always found really interesting about people who go into the hairstyling business. it's a passion thing.
Yes, it is.
I rarely see people go into it, you know, just because they had no choice. It's usually a passion thing. For you, how did that begin?
So very quickly, I've always enjoyed, you know, playing with dolls. When I was a child, playing with dolls, attempting to make my hair, my sister's hair, and my mom's hair. So that passion had always been there. And the older I got, the more I became, you know, aware that this was something I wanted to do.
Wow.
And so immediately after university, it was something I just started off as a hobby, and then...
So, university, what did you study?
I studied English at Babcock University.
And then when you finished university, you decided that you would rather focus on hairstyling?
Yes.
What was it your parents had to say about it?
So my mom has always been supportive, you know. I've always been a creative, so it was something that I feel like she knew was going to happen eventually, something in the creative, because I always took up trainings in hair, makeup. I always wanted to learn one of those things as I was growing up. So it was eventually going to happen. So I think she was prepared.
So you know how people say that your university degree could actually prove useful when you decide to run a business? Would you say the same applies to you? As your degree been of any influence or effect on your business?
Yes, I would say it has. It may not exactly be the degree, but the exposure of just being in, you know, in school, in university, has changed the way I, as a hairstylist, would see things and how I portray my business. Because I mean, I'm still a hairstylist. Just the level of education that I have has put that difference in the way that I sell my business.
Okay, now let's talk about your business, Hair-Centric. Now, how did Hair-Centric start? You know, it's one thing to have the talent. It's also another thing to have the skill. It's also another thing to practice, then set up a business. So how did Hair-Centric begin?
Okay, so in uni, very quickly at university, I started off making hair for little change every now and then.
Okay.
So I feel like that was enough time for me to practice. And immediately after I got out of university during summer, I started trying to sell or offer my services, and people started booking. And that was how it started, exactly 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a long time. So between 10 years and now, what would you say are the biggest lessons you've learned as a business person?
One of the biggest lessons I've learned is actually just being committed to what you're doing, waking up every day and actually putting in the effort. Because there have been times where I also wanted to give up, but passion also has a play in it. Because you're interested, it's going to be hard for you to just quit. So yeah.
Now, having a hair business can be very tricky, especially if you're selling hairs like the ones that we just saw on the screen right now. It's one thing to make hair for people. It's another thing to sell hair. You have to worry about whether you're getting the right quality from your supplier, especially if you're importing it yourself, and other such, you know, necessities. And which brings me to the question, what challenges, the biggest challenges you faced in your business?
So for me, the biggest challenges I've faced, starting off earlier, was being able to get clients to trust that we could provide quality hair, like you said, provide quality hair. And also because the business is more service-oriented, we were wig makers, so we focus more on providing quality services, like making your wig, styling it, being able to let clients know that they can trust us with their hairs, because hairs are now investments.
Yes.
People spend a lot on hair, so it would take a lot for someone to convince someone that, you know, you can bring hair of 1 million naira and you would get, you know, a good result with it, or you'll get it styled the right way. So that was a major challenge, but over the years, I think we've been able to move from that.
What's been the biggest win for your business?
The biggest win must be the School of Beauty and Cosmetology, because currently we have a wide range of students from all over the world.
Okay.
On a monthly basis, we have people come in from different parts of Africa for the trainings, you know, so that's a big win. Having people come in specifically for the courses that we offer from Canada, from South Africa, from different places. So that's the biggest win.
Now let's talk about advertising, because these days we have several people in the hair business, we have several people in the beauty industry. And so advertising has become a major part of every business, so you can stand out. What forms of advertising have you practiced over the years, and which one would you say has been the most impressive for you?
I think the most impressive, obviously, social media. Social media is the biggest tool for advertising right now, and people don't leverage on that enough. I feel like that has helped me so much, because the reach of people we've been able to reach all over the world is incredible, and that's just because of social media. So I think that's the biggest win for me.
Now, what other lessons would you say you've learned that could impact somebody who has a business like yours? There's several young people who are just venturing into this. Some people are in camp right now, for example. They will come out, eventually finish their service here, want to go into the business. What are those lessons you've learned over the years that you feel they'll find really useful?
So one major lesson is literally trying to stand out and be different.
Stand out and be different.
Yes, being unique is very important. Like you said, everyone is doing the same thing, especially because it's a skill of the hand. Everyone is doing the same thing, but how do you stand out and how do you keep things different? How do you make sure that people see you or portray you in different lights? That's the most important thing for me.
So I like the fact that you talked about the standout. What would you say makes Hair-Centric different from the rest?
Especially speaking about the cosmetology school, I think it's the standard of professionalism that we uphold. It's a very professional setting. We've made sure that people can feel comfortable coming into school every day, no matter the walks of life you're from, be it a banker, a doctor, or a teacher, be it a mother. You come in every day and feel like this is a place where you want to be because we uphold professional standards with everything throughout our trainings, even the coaches, the students, and everybody that handles the course.
So on average, how long does an average training last?
An average course runs for about a month.
A month?
Yes,
okay.
But we have people who take 2 to 3 courses that are relating to each other.
Okay,
so it takes longer.
So what kind of courses are we looking at?
Okay, so we have quite a few diploma courses, and then the way the courses have been broken down, they're specialist courses. So we have diploma in wig making, diploma in hairstyling.
A diploma in
so they're
wig
called
making.
diploma because they're very professional settings.
Okay.
So diploma in wig making, diploma in hairstyling, diploma in barbing and men's haircuts, diploma in braiding and African hair art, diploma in makeup artistry, nail artistry, semi-permanent lashes and brows, and a host of other. We have online courses as well. We have offline courses, short courses, and all of that.
You know, I find this really exciting because when people talk about learning, you know, about hairstyling, they just think, oh, just go to that place and go and learn. And then I'm hearing about a diploma in
wig making.
Wig making. No, the braids and
African hair arts. Yes.
And I'm like, okay, that one in particular, I'm sure has to do with dealing with natural
braids,
hair and all. Yes. And so I'm wondering, how did you come about your models? How did you come about your courses? Was it that you had to go somewhere to study, which inspired you, or was it something you sat down and created yourself due to your own experiences?
Exactly. So due to experience, it was something that we sat down and looked at that, what are the major needs? So we looked for a need, and then we found a solution. So a lot of people are relocating out of the country right now, and they need to get a skill. And one of the most lucrative skills as a black person or as an African outside the country is braids. We're making hair. So we have a lot of requests for people who want to learn how to do braids professionally, Ghana weaving, knotless braids, and all of that, natural hair. So we decided to take that up and put that out, teach.
Taking a look at all of these arms, which one would you say is the one that many people have more interest in learning?
Currently, I would say braiding and African hair arts because it's a big deal over outside the country.
Okay, so most of your clients, I dare say, or most of your students have to do with people who are looking to relocate.
That's the market now, yes.
Yes,
so that's the market.
Okay, so let's talk about 5 years' time. Where do you expect Hair-Centric to be? What are your goals?
So in 5 years' time, I expect that we will be more global. Definitely, I'm expecting that we have a wider reach. I'm looking to expand to other countries in Africa as well and be able to put our trainings out there to more people. That's basically what we're looking at.
I find your business really fascinating.
So much.
I've had conversations with people who deal with hair and all, but you sound very focused, and your school in particular, your cosmetology school, it's really amazing, especially with the courses, the models and all, and I can imagine how focused each one is.
Yes.
I must commend you.
Thank you so
well done.
Thank you so much.
Well done. All right. At this point, we've come to the end of today's show. Thank you so much for watching Wake Up Nigeria this Monday morning. I've got Titi and Mike in the kitchen. Hi, guys.
Hiya.
Yep. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
It's been a marvelous Monday, guys. See ya. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Dear Santa, I have been a very good boy. Please, can I have a special breakfast for Christmas? And also, I want to put a smile on my mommy's face. It's Big Santa! Thank you, Big Santa.
Enjoy Christmas at its peak.
Hi,
This is Dr. Abiola Salami, the world-class performance strategist, inviting all business leaders and career professionals to start 2025 on the right foot with forward-thinking strategies and powerful connections at the New Year Kickoff Summit 2025. Visit www.kickoffsummit.com to register. Until I see you there, keep rocking your world like a champion.
Entertainment to me is a way of life, is a way of escaping, is a way of connecting with people. It's a way of sharing stories and experiencing the very best of the human nature.
But why won't I be happy? Not just because it's festive season. It's moments of friendship and 60 million reasons to love. Small Pepe!
Babes, this dress is given. Don't forget the earrings. Those are 2 reasons already.
The best reasons will make your heart beat faster. Come on! And make every laugh worth it. It's all about holding hands, sharing and enjoying happy times together.
Have more reasons to be happy with Naija dramas, football, and more smiles on DSTV this festive season. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
The following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV. It's Black Friday. ShopX TV is proud to celebrate this occasion by giving away 10% off to all amazing customers from now till December 15th, 2024. Introducing the ShopX 10-in-1 Air Fryer Oven. The incredible 12-liter oven that offers 75% more space for cooking than traditional air fryers. Stay tuned and learn about the amazing free bonus items included with the CookX Air Fryer Oven. The CookX Air Fryer Oven replaces a deep fryer, a rotisserie oven, a dehydrator, an oven, a toaster oven, and a microwave. The CookX Air Fryer Oven's spacious interior and multiple racks allows you to cook for the entire family in one go. Its easy-to-use digital display and preset cooking functions take the guesswork out of meal preparations. The CookX Air Fryer Oven is a 12-liter powerhouse that can fit a whole chicken and feed the entire family. Air-fried chicken and tasty fish, and all made with little to no oil to give that amazing fried food taste and up to 80% less fat compared to deep frying. Here's exciting news. You can air fry rotisserie. Regular rotisseries have no airflow. It's crispier on the outside and so much juicier on the inside. It features a state-of-the-art touchscreen with 10 presets. The CookX Air Fryer Oven is easy to wipe, so cleanup is a breeze.
I am happy. My husband is happy. And of course, I have a happy home. From my grilling on check, to my frying on check, to my baking on check.
This CookX Air Fryer Oven is the bomb. It is super fast. Small time, everything all set. And most importantly, it has no grease. I mean, no grease.
The CookX Air Fryer Oven is now available exclusively from ShopX TV. But call the number on your screen now or scan the QR code and get it on the Black Friday deal of 279,950 naira. The CookX Air Fryer Oven comes with a drip tray and a grill tray. But wait, there's more. If you order now, you get not 1, not 2, but 3 bonus items valued at 50,000 naira for free. Bonus number 1, an extra large rotating stainless mesh basket, amazing for French fries. Bonus number 2, our stainless rotisserie fork, perfect for restaurant style rotisserie chicken. Bonus number 3, stainless steel food handle for picking up your rotisserie meat. This means you save 50,000 naira on these accessories. You can get the CookX Air Fryer Oven in 2 easy payments of 139,975 naira. That's right, pay twice to get this innovative kitchen appliance. Call now while stock lasts.
The preceding was a paid presentation brought to you by ShopX TV.
Entertainment to me is the feeling I get when
I hear a very good beat in the studio. Sometimes entertainment is frying noodles, sometimes is watching TV, sometimes is reading a book, sometimes is dancing to some music. That's entertainment, and it could be. It's not just one thing, it's anything and everything that takes me away.
Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Are you ready? This is Max Hits. That's about that time. Hey. I got hit music. Yeah. All the hits. Max Hits. Yeah. Let's go. All the hits.
Yeah, yeah.
Turn it up.
Most played.
I'm going back outside. Me and my gang outside. Let me mama jenje ya. We go both to the day that we die, man. I swear that it's on my life. Many girls from my life. As long as I get to my peace of mind. Winning. You go see if you no go for deny me.
The past 3 years, we have transformed our workplace into one which is respectful, caring, rewarding, and provides great benefits to all our 500 employees. We thank our team for giving us the chance to show that partnership between employer and employee really works. TVC Communications, officially designated as a great place to work, and now the only broadcasting and media company not just in Nigeria but throughout continental Africa to be fully certified. TVC Communications, a great Nigerian company, a great Nigerian place to work.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go.
I can. That's all we can take. I choose to close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema.
and this one is called Charm. Check it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to sus? What is his name?
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's catch up now.
And Joe's been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. TVC Entertainment for pure entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.